Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is June 17th, 2023, and this is my weekly market review where I review the Russell 2000 on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendations here, even though I may talk about a little bit about different trading strategies that I actually use. But again, prove everything, verify everything for yourself, and make sure it fits your plan and your strategies that you like using. Again, this is just a quick look at the market and what I see. Let's jump right over to the chart. Please, if you like what you're seeing out here, please share, subscribe, like, and let's get moving here right now. All right. On the quarterly chart, I'll explain a little bit more here. I have what I have is yearly pivots here on a quarterly chart is what I do. That's one of the things that I like looking on these different time frames is different pivot time frames also, but usually a larger time frame on the pivot than what's actually the candle that's actually on that chart. Quarterly chart, yearly pivots. What I'm looking at here right now on this particular chart is, are we going to break this yearly pivot? We're at a yearly pivot point, the center point of the pivots, and a lot of times based on my lower time frame, my rule is below pivot, stay below pivot. And I know based on some of the things that I've done, it tends to slow down when it gets to that point. So that's what I'm kind of expecting. That's why I had said things are slowing down, even though the Russell had joined the party, finally trying to get a little bullish, but it's actually at a point where it may be slowing down. And as we can see on the monthly chart right quick, is that it is above the 10 moving average. Let me go ahead and see if I can get dropped down into a smaller chart where you guys can see everything a little bit better. And let's zoom back in here on the quarterly chart. As you can see, I hope you can see this, and let me move this out of the way where it won't be so confusing and based on the picture that you're seeing now. On the quarterly chart, we're just below pivot, so I expect a little slowdown and see if we can actually break that. That's what I'm looking for now. Now on the monthly chart, let's zoom in here a little bit. On the monthly chart, we are above the 10 moving average finally on the month. We need to wait until the month actually ends, but right now we are in a what they would say a bullish market. What they look for on the monthly chart is a market being above the 10, we're bullish. The market being below the 10, we are bearish. The pivots that I actually have on this chart is quarterly pivots on the monthly candles. That's what I'm looking at there. Let's go ahead and jump over to a weekly chart. Change charts. Doing this a little bit different now. I could have them all set up, but and let's zoom in again right here on this weekly chart. What I'm looking at here on the weekly chart, I'm looking at monthly pivots. And what I look for is how is it playing around those different pivots and all for the week. Again, the market opened way up here, these weekly pivots, on the Russell here just recently. Like I said, this is when we were seeing that, okay, the Russell is joining the party, a few weeks back and a couple of weeks back. And this is why. Again, it was breaking these tops right here. I could see also that it was already above an R1 level, probably going to an R2 level. But as you've probably heard before on some of my videos, we very seldom break an R3 level. That was last month and now this month. I don't think, and again, we also have the supply over here that is clearly seen now on this weekly picture that we're going to probably have a hard time for this Russell getting across. So being bullish on the Russell at this time, it's done. The time to get bullish was back here. This is one of the things that I also hope you guys get to see. You get to see these bottoms where I'm identifying these bottoms at. Right now, the top is way up here, above 2,000. But right now the question is, will it break even 1930, 1920? That's the question. But let's go ahead and jump down to the daily chart, and let's just go ahead and wrap this up right quick, and we'll be done with this review here. Load. Let's go to daily. And on the daily chart, as we can see this week, what I'm also kind of highlighting here is my pivots, weekly pivots. So on the daily chart, zoom, zoom, zoom. I can see, well, like I said, one of my rules, I'm above pivot. I expect us to stay above pivot. We had a big move the previous week, and the week before that, we had a big move. You know, it was time for it to slow down and all, even though it had joined the party. And as we can see, based on these pivots right here, you can see how the market kind of obeyed these pivots. Pivots, everybody sees them. Everybody, no, well, everybody who's using them, and the major money probably should be using pivots, in my opinion, and all, and see what's actually. Because again, this is if you got into this market based on one of your other time frames and based on your demand levels, week to week, you can see, oh, I'm at an R1 above an R1. I'm at an R1 above an R1. I can't break an R1. Uh-oh, this market is time to slow down. Maybe this market is going to reverse. But what you're looking for, is it going to actually, I'll be looking to see, this is on this particular one, the moving average that I like using is a 9 or a 10. This one is a 10. I know I changed it to a 10 before I got on here, but a lot of times I like using a 9, and it's not that big of a difference. As long as I'm staying above this particular moving average, I'm okay to stay long, or I'm out of this as soon as I get a touch, like this, a red touch, especially a red touch like this. This red touch didn't touch. The next week actually went up a little bit more. This red touch, this week we went to an R1, couldn't break an R1. We got a red touch. I'm done. It's just that simple. Even though even though right now I'm done, but I didn't. I sold the call. That's what I did, and that's what I do a lot of times. And I still haven't got to the point where I sell a call and buy a put. Also, if that would do just that, it would make a big difference in my trading when I see things like this. But that's all I really want to share. I'm getting in too much into my trading and what I'm actually doing, but that's all I really want to show you here on the Russell. Hope you guys having a great week, and hope you're having a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.